Let's talk about how to stay down when hitting the driver. Now, this is one of the biggest problems I encounter with students, is that when they hit the driver, they have this tendency to sort of be very upright. And I can understand that, because the idea is you're going to want to get this sense of leaning back to hit the golf ball up in the air. The problem is, you see, what happens in golf, and what I'm always looking for as a golf instructor, is if I drew a plane line here, what we're trying to do is get the club head and the hands working in as good relationship as possible through what would be known as your functional plane. And to be able to do that requires rotation. It requires you to start the downswing, bringing your left hip back. It requires you to follow through a chest rotation. And when you do these types of movements whilst keeping your head still, this is basically what gives you that ability to turn through the golf ball. However, what should happen is I should take the club back, okay, in this first move, like so. I should turn up to the top, and as I start this downswing, I want to get the feeling of pulling my lead hip back. Now, what often happens with lots of golfers is when they start working on the body move, they forget about their arms. And the problem is if you start doing this and then you do this with your arms, this is why you're going to often get really, really stuck. Now, this was the design in mind behind the simple trainer of the gravity wand, because the idea was that I see this type of problem all the time. What you want to do is do simultaneously two movements. The first one is, yes, pull the lead hip back as you then progress to keep turning through the ball. But as you're doing this, I want you to simultaneously let your right arm straighten. See the way that allows the club to release down the plane line, and you want to straighten it to the point where this hits you in the ribs. And that's the feeling you want to have. So if you're somebody who's really struggling with driver and you're struggling to stay down through the golf ball, what you ultimately need to do is you need to marry up that feeling of pulling that lead hip back while simultaneously straightening that arm, and that's what will get you into that great position.